Hello Year 2, hello Paul, thank you for letting me invade your session. So I'm just getting in touch with you here because of placements. Really good news, in Year 2 we've got placements going ahead in primary schools. So finally we've been given the go-ahead by Welsh Government so we can have our level 5 placement in primary schools. I've sent you an email about this, basically outlining all the guidance about placements, what, where, when, how, all of that is in the email. So make sure you look at your email. It's been sent from Moodle. If you haven't had that, please get in touch with me and I can send that on. Basically, you can only do your placement hours, which is 24 hours in a primary school during the time of the module. So the module will be an AOLE 2 Part 2. That's from January to the middle of February. You can only earn your hours then. You can, good news is that you can work in a paid placement. So you can, if you're working for a recruitment agency, you can do that. And you can work in more than one school if you want to accrue those hours. Again, I go through this in more detail in the email and on the module, but this is just a flag up to you now. The main thing is you guys got to find your own placement. So I know and I appreciate a lot of you aren't from this wonderful country that is Wales, and you don't know a lot of schools. But this is a really important process, or part of the process for placements, in that just finding and establishing a school. You're going to develop some really good skills in terms of speaking to head teachers, building relationships with teachers, and going out there and trying to find a placement. There are some things we can put in place. We have got a placements office, but obviously we're going to prioritise those that aren't from Wales. What we want to see is that you guys have gone out and you've tried to go and find a placement. If you can't find one, then that's fine. But obviously we'd like to see that you try. Okay. In the email, I talk about workflow. The workflow is a university-wide process that we have to go through because of COVID, because of health and safety, because of we're working with schools. We've got to go through this workflow process. So basically a workflow is a sheet which has student information on, which you'll provide, obviously all your information, the course and everything. You'll go out and you'll find a placement. You'll then put the placement information on. Really important that at that placement, there's a placement tutor, so that's usually the class teacher. We'll then get them to sign a tri-party agreement. Very, very simple. They'd be used to doing that as a school. And then the final thing, because of COVID, we have to, or you have to do, is there is a health and safety risk assessment, which again is really good experience for you. You guys have a go at doing that. You'll have to do that. Once all those steps are done, then you can go out on the placement. Now, it's so important. If you don't get all this signed off, you won't be able to go out onto placement and you will fail the module, which sounds really, really drastic, but this is so simple. We're flagging it now because obviously this starts in January. I would get it all in place, hopefully by December, if at all possible. There are video guides. You know I love a video. So I've put a video guide together on how to use the workflow, how to find a placement if you're really stuck. And then there's really good guidance to how you can make your risk assessment. And you'll be glad to know it's not me that made that video. If you've got any questions, I spent a lot of time over the summer putting these together. So there are quite tricky risk assessment stuff, but I do know quite a lot about now. So if you've got any questions, please ask, but please ask on the forum. Again, in the email I sent, I've put in there a forum mainly. So if you've got a question, I'm sure others will benefit from my response. So rather than me having to respond to millions of different people, I can just respond once and all my responses will be kept on that forum. Have a look on AOLE 2 Part 2, which is PES 5007. All the information's on there, but check your emails. Cheers, Paul. See you all soon, guys. Toodaloo.